Welcome to Beyond Signs. I'm Jamie, the owner. Come on in, I'll show you guys around. This is my bay. This is where we do all our car installs. We do wraps, window tint, you name it, decals. This is it. So unfortunately, what I'm doing to this vehicle today over here, this is from Cobra Kia. We're actually doing some Christmas decals on there, getting ready for the parade coming up. So that's this, and over here is our trade show booth. We take that with us when we go to trade shows. And then I'll have you come over here. Come over here. I'll show you. This is my wall here where we schedule window tinting. This is where Fred is my window tinter. This glass is used to place the window tint on, and then he transfers it over to the car right here, so it's not a very far distance because there's always dust falling in the air, and you can't get that on the tint because you'll see it on the glass. So we make sure when we remove the liner for the window tint that the car is basically right there to put on so no dust can get in there. So this is that area right here. And I'm going to show you my material substrates, which I made this up just recently for our opening house that we just had a couple weeks ago. I put them in order of the most popular substrates that I sell. And you start at the number one, which is Coroplast. You work to alu panel, styrene, you got PVC, you got foam board, NDO board, acrylic. These are the things that we do. This is kind of neat. We did this for the CCC. It's like a braille here for the washroom. All this acrylic lettering we do. And then over here is printed samples. This is stuff that I've actually done myself. We do stuff for clients. We do a lot of real estate signs, business cards. We do a ton of business cards and flyers. So this is kind of a wall that I can show people that all the local work that I do, and I'm very proud of doing here. And this station right here is when my bookkeeper comes in, Pauline, who's not here today. So, and then I'll come show you I'm going to show you this area over here, which is this is where we laminate stuff. This is a big laminator, 60 inches, and this is where we put all our stuff together. We mount stuff to boards and stuff like that. So I've got two 10-foot tables on either side, and it comes in handy. And I'm going to show you my office. Come into my office. My office here. I can see everybody that walks in the door. I love this spot. It's funny because these windows I have here, they're like a one-way mirror, and nobody can see me from the outside, but I can see you as soon as you walk in. So it's kind of cool. So this is where I do all of my production and meetings and stuff. So. And then on the wall here is just all the stuff I recently got from the town for thanking me for opening my business, my grand opening. And if you look over this wall here, which I'm very, very proud of, is my window tinting certificate, which I got in February. I'm trained to do window tinting and I'm certified. So that's there. And then on this wall over here is I'm certified to do car wraps, which I took that in 2009, believe it or not. So wow, time flies. So anyways, let's go to my other room, where is my printer and my cutter. And I'll explain that to you guys. So in here, on the back wall there, is my 54-inch printer, 4-color. It prints on any kind of substrate you can imagine. If you look at this wall right here, this is all my printing media. I've probably got at least 30, 40 rolls all around here somewhere, all in different substrates. And then on this one wall here, these are the over laminates, which help protect the image from getting scratches and stuff like that. So, and then on right here is my Graphtec cutter. So what happens is stuff gets printed on my printer. Anything that's got to get cut out, like shapes and stuff like that, we send to this station. This cuts it all out. And this is a 16-inch cutter. My Xerox, I do a lot of flyers, postcards and stuff on this machine. An amazing machine. Something this small can output so much stuff. is just phenomenal. It's changed the business a lot, these digital machines. They've taken so much stuff off of offset presses and stuff. So these digital machines you are going to see are going to be the future of how stuff is being printed. And then right here is my old, which I call the cutter. It's kind of historic, but you know what, gets the job done. We actually are getting a new cutter in. It's going to be an automatic one. This is kind of a manual one. So you have to, this is like a big blade in there that cuts it all down. So, and then obviously you've probably seen Harry Potter in the background here. It was kind of a little joke we did for our open house. So Harry's always watching you when you're cutting. So anyways, that is this room. Let's go upstairs to see where my designers are, and Rob, who's our operations manager, he's upstairs. So let's meet some of the staff. Come on up. We recently just put this bridge in here. We could never get over to the side of the room. There was another set of stairs on the other side. We always had to get up. So we actually just recently, in the last couple of weeks, made this bridge so that we have access to do, this is where all my bindery's done. The folding, some cutting, some numbering. So I'll kind of show you some of the what I've got. It's kind of a mess right now, but as I said, it's in the works. So here we have a folder. This is where I fold brochures down. It also does scoring for some ticket numbering and stuff like that. So that's what this does. We've got our shrink wrap. This is where we package up a lot of the jobs. It all gets shrink wrapped here. And this does like punching for Xerox binding stuff. That's this machine right here. And everything else here is a lot of just miscellaneous materials and stuff we use for storage. So a couple of months this will be a lot better. We're going to put a nicer table in here for stacking and stuff like that when we do stuff off these machines. So, and then I'm going to show you the offices. I'm going to show you Rick's office first. He is my senior designer. So we'll go to his, if he's even here, which I don't even think he is. I don't even know where he is, but you know what? We'll go in his office anyways. Come on in. This is where Rick works. Oh, he's right there. He was actually hiding on us. And I have...
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
my two students.
Let me come in.
Here. Grade students. I have... Introduce yourself.
My name's Kyle and I'm from St. Mary's.
From St. Mary's. And...
I'm Natasha. I'm from the East.
There you go. So they help us out 5 days a week. They're here for, I think it's what, 2.5 hours is your time here? Yeah. So they're, what are you guys actually doing? I don't even know. Let's see what you're doing so you can show these people.
We're folding pamphlets.
They're folding pants for who? Is it for the
Panthers.
The Panthers. There you go. And while he's in the room, I'm going to introduce you to Dakota.
Hello.
He does a lot of my installs out there, so he's always busy doing stuff. So great worker he is. So anyways, let's go to the next room. This is actually Crystal's desk, who's actually holding the camera. So 1 second, let me just get you on camera. There's Crystal. Hello. She works right here. She just recently started with us. She's a designer, a junior designer, and fabulous person, does great work. And on the phone here, this is live, is Rob talking to a customer, operations manager. He's like my right-hand guy in the business. Every business needs one. He's the man. He does a lot of my quotes. So this is our kind of our, yeah, light would be nice. This is our kind of like what we call a VIP room up here. A lot of customers come up here to go over jobs because Rob is our sales person, does a lot of our sales, so he talks them up here. So,
Smile, Rob.
You're on camera. Busy guy. We're all busy here. So, well, let's go downstairs and then you'll learn a little bit more about me. All right. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about me. The history of me, how I got into this business. I got into it probably at the age around, I would say 18, 17, 18. My dad owned a printing company in Scarborough called Craven Graphics, which he ran for over 15, 20 years. he wanted me to have a trade. So once I was done high school, he came to me and says, I want to give you a trade. And he started me at his shop. I worked at the bottom, I swept floors, and I remember him saying to me, he says, Jamie, you want to get up there and learn and make some good money? He says, you got to work yourself to the top. I'm not just going to give it to you. So I did. I worked at Praven for about 2 years. I was starting to learn a lot of things. That's the days where it was all about film. We had these positions called strippers in, not the strippers you were thinking of today, but they would use cameras, duplicate films to create images and stuff like that. Dialex proofs, color keys, chromlins, you name it. Those to me were the days of printing, where it would take weeks to sign off on a simple little job like a CD label or something. We did a lot of stuff for music companies. One of our accounts was where we'd actually show them a color key proof, and what that is, it's the layers of film. When they lay it on the press, there's yellow, magenta, cyan, and black, and we replicate that with a color key proof, and we show a customer to see what the finished product would look like before it went to press. And they would sign off on it. And man, I just miss those days, because now the work I see, I find the quality's not as there as much, because everything's done digitally. Back in my days, it was all about trapping. I just keep on rambling on. But anyways, so what happened with Praven Graphics is the business was just changing. He got bought out. And first thing they did is when someone bought him out, they didn't want family in there, so I was out of a job. And my dad had to break the news to me, and he was very heartbroken about it, and said that, you know what, we'll get together back again, and in business. And so I went and worked somewhere for a year or two, and then my dad had got back into the business because he had to sign a contract saying he couldn't get into the business when he sold it. So we started up a business with his girlfriend at the time, Orpin, and I worked there for about 2 years, but with the family business, there was a lot of problems, and so they closed Orpin Graphics, and me and my dad they started up our own company called Image Direct Graphics in Markham, and I had one of the best experiences of my life working there. I learned how to run a business because my dad with the experience, and what I did there at Image Direct Graphics is we were a pre-press company, which meant that we were the guys to set up the jobs before it went on press. So customers would come to us and they want like some posters or some flyers. They would send me the artwork to done in Illustrator, InDesign, Quark at those days. And I would actually take that and make film out of it, which is called separations. So I would supply the printers film, being one the cyan, the magenta, yellow, magenta, cyan, and black. And they would make plates from that, from my film, and put on the press. But time was not on our side because printers were getting their own pre-press operators like me, and eventually film was being not around anymore. Everything went direct to plate, so you could image instead onto film now right to printer plates, which totally wiped me right out. I knew this was coming. I started actually probably about 2 years before that, just started looking into the sign business, and at the time it was so expensive to get a piece of equipment, and I couldn't afford it. But I waited a year or two, and the price of the sign equipment dropped so much, like less than half, that I jumped right in. We closed our shop up in Markham. Me and my dad had Image Direct. We ran it for 10 years because my dad wanted to retire and I didn't want to do pre-press anymore. I wanted to do signs. So I came down to Cobourg here. My brother just recently started Creative Edge Graphics, and I said to him, hey, I want to bring the sign business in here to Cobourg. And he said, oh, well, that's great. Let's do it. So I worked for Creative Edge. My brother was the owner. Had a great, I think it was 4 years working with Creative Edge. Unfortunately, my brother had to close the business down because he grew too fast. Basically, I said to him, no problem, you know what? Hey, it happens. And I said I was opening up my own business. I've run my own business. Well, I was partners with my dad, but I know how to do it. I've got the experience. And so I opened up Beyond Science in December of 2012, in the same location of where Creative Edge was. And I only had one person on staff, and that was Rob. And from there, we slowly just started, going around, knocking on doors, sending out emails, because we bought Creative Edge's equipment and his database, and we started from there. And as of now, we've got, I think, 7 employees now. So, and it hasn't even been a year. I've grown that much. I have to thank all my work for this community of Cobourg, Thumb County. But the groups I was involved in a couple months ago, I first started with Northumberland Business Group, which we meet every Wednesday, and the Northumberland Business Network every Tuesday. I belong to a Port Hope and Cobourg Rotary, and I'm members of the Cobourg and Port Hope Chamber. So just being involved in that has really got me all my business, and I can't thank these people enough for it. But I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the 4 most important people in my life. And they're in order. Obviously, he's my dad. Without him and his knowledge, I couldn't run a business. So I have to thank him very much for it. The second person is my mom, who she's such a nice lady. She was always there for me when it was rough times. So she got me through a lot of problems and stuff like that. She's just a sweetheart. Ron, when I was with Image Direct, he was my right-hand guy that helped me in the business. He taught me everything about sales and how to sell and how to make money and stuff like that. And then the last person is definitely my wife and my family. They see me work night and day for the last 20 years to get to here, to have a business in my town of Cobourg, and to be at the level I'm at. So those are the 4 people that have made me who I am, who I think. Unfortunately, the first 3, my dad, my mom, and Ron, they all have passed away, which was really hard on me. But I know they're always around. There's things I do around this place that people don't know, that I honor them. Like for my dad, I always remember he always had a list of stuff to do, and I still follow that tradition. Like I make it a list of things to do every morning. He was always famous for marking stuff off on the calendars, the days, and you watch around the shop, you'll see every calendar around here, I always tick it off. That's how I remember him. My mom, well, she's got my heart. I mean, she just does. And then Ron, actually it's funny, I have this knife and I always carry it with me, and nobody knows really why, but the reason why, I'll never forget, he gave me this knife. And if I take off this layer, which I wrapped it, it's actually got his name on it, Ron. And I remember he told me to always keep this with me, and that's what I do. And I've had this for like 15 years, and I'll never get rid of it. And then my wife, of course, my beautiful wife. I have to thank her because, having a son that's 16, I never seen him much for the first 10 years because I work night and day in Toronto. And you know what? I put my time in to get where I am now, and I have to thank them for being very supportive of that. So, but anyways, that is the history of me. I'm sure you've, anyone's more welcome, you guys from the group, to come see me, come pay me a visit. I can take you for a tour, but I hope this helps understand the nature of my business. And as again, I have to thank you guys at the Northumberland Business Network for allowing me to come into your group. And I've got lots of work for you guys, and I know we'll grow the group together. And that's it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. You learned a little bit more about me and the business. And you know what? We're continuing to grow. I'm sure I'm going to be adding more services to my business. But if this is a Friday, I got to get back to work. So I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. But